Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. We made it. Made it through the week. Yay, us. Welcome to today's Microsoft Flight Simulator live stream. I'm your host and pilot, as always, Uncle B. It is I. We are back in the Twin Beach here in South America. We're going from Eugene Correia International to Zorg and Hoop, Paramaribo. So we're going from Guyana to Suriname, I believe is how it's pronounced. So it says we got about almost a 2-hour flight, 185 nautical miles here, mostly across the water. I was hoping I would find some navigation aids that would take us down the coast and all that, but apparently not. There is no VORs and stuff like that is very rare down here, it seems. Only in the more maybe prosperous countries here in South America have them. More of the touristy sort of areas, possibly. Um, so yeah, we'll be all right. We'll make it. So basically, what's going to happen is we're going to start up right there, ramp 1, taxi over to 7, hang a right, go out over the water, and come in back over land, and our runway is 11. So what we'll see what I don't know if this is towered or not. It's a pretty decent sized airport for the area. It is the airport for Suriname. I think it's the only major airport, to be honest. Um, so we'll see what happens when we get closer. If it's towered, we'll do our thing. Whatever they want us to do, we'll follow instructions, I guess. And uh, most likely, what we'll do is if they say downwind, left pattern left, which means we would come in somewhere over here and swing around. That's what we'll do. That'll give us time to kind of get set up for landing and also kind of check out the area from the air. I don't know how it's going to look once we're over. So um, so yeah, that's what we got for today. We'll put that on the ground, wrap things up, and then tomorrow we'll be back in the Euchers 52. Good morning, Joseph. And do the flight that I canceled on Wednesday. We'll do that tomorrow morning. Shouldn't take very long to do. Should be a fairly short flight, maybe an hour and a half or so, possibly. So we'll get that knocked out tomorrow. Then we'll be back to it on next week. So while we're sitting here waiting to see if anybody's going to pop in and other than Joseph and say hello, um, excuse me. Let me just have a sip of my cooled off coffee here. So last night's roadmap update, developer, the weekly shenanigans, whatever you want to call it, was bleh, meh. Nothing to write home about, nothing to get excited about. It's a little disappointing. This is not the way I'd hoped we would start the year off on Flight Sim, with the marketplace being so bland and uh, uninspiring, I guess, in a way. The only thing I think that's happened is maybe it happened before the end of maybe it was right before the end of the year. The only thing that we've had is the A318 recently, at least in the Microsoft Flight Simulator marketplace on the Xbox, not elsewhere that we don't have access to, but in the InSim marketplace, we're back to the lean weeks. It seems. I'm guessing that's partially because they've just gotten back from vacation. Uh, but anyway, but there was an interesting update. both of the Embraers. I have both the 170 series and the 190 series. So 170, 175, 190, 195. The Embraer regional jets have gotten quite a workover in the flight deck. It looks way better. I was shocked. I didn't the problem is a lot of times when we get these updates, there's no it'll say um, something about the version history hasn't like it's the version history hasn't been established, even though the thing has gotten some updates. The notes from the developer or whatever aren't always with the update. But this one was a fairly significant update. The flight deck looks absolutely amazing. It's like they reworked everything, right? And I was quite impressed. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, wow, they they've been working on it. I don't know how long, but probably the better part of last year. It was submitted on the fourth. Now this is what gets me right. So almost a month ago, this stuff was submitted. These fixes. So, um, yeah, I was a bit unhappy when I saw that time frame, but it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it other than be disappointed and all that. But we finally got it. I haven't flown it. I did do a couple startups just to check things. It's a legit. You can do pretty much a legitimate cold and dark start at the gate, but it has a little iPad like device that if you click on something, I think everything will turn on and you're ready to push back. I think. I'm not 100% sure. But I gotta fly it. I may fly it later today. I may fly it tomorrow, maybe Sunday. But I want to do a couple test flights because if it's significantly improved overall, it it's going to go back into the repertoire, as I like to call it. Which would be great because that opens up a whole bunch of other flying options for us. We can do, you know, regional flights. From I mean, they've got so many liveries. It's just a matter of finding places where those aircraft operate out of and putting a flight together. So uh, I'm pretty excited about that. I'm thankful that they finally got there. And it's funny because the uh, other Embraer that's still uh, in development, kind of, although some people have already gotten it hold of it and they're just like it's not that great so far. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. The thing that gets me is why is it that the Embraers seem to be the hardest ones to replicate in the sim? You know, so at least we have those as an option now, which I'm pretty happy about. So I just got to spend some time, do some research. Where do they usually, with the liveries that we have, where do they fly in and out of? Um, yeah. So we may be adding that to the back to the repertoire here. Once I feel comfortable that it is significantly improved and it flies a lot better and all that we'll start to uh, we'll get that back into rotation. So what it may be, because next week we finish up the Route 66 tour. The following Thursday, the 26th, there won't be any flight, so maybe it'll be, I think, the second. Yeah, like the 2nd of February. Maybe we'll do just to try it. We'll put that into the rotation on the just to see if we how we get along with a regional flight in the Embraers. We'll try to fix something reasonable and do that on that Thursday, and then that gives me time to kind of come up with something else for the to replace the Route 66. Um, so we'll see. The long haul flight I did from San Francisco to Tokyo, nearly 200 views over on YouTube. Did not expect it to be that popular. So I would like to do more long hauls. The only problem being a lot of the non-stop long haul flights are very hard to come by now. Most everything has either one or two stops, or you do one fairly long flight, and then you land somewhere, and then you take a maybe like a regional jet um, to your final destination. So I've been doing some research just to try to see places that we've not been yet, where we could throw in some flights, long haul flights, and uh, it's uh, it's difficult to come up with stuff because a lot of it just doesn't happen anymore. The only ones that may happen are like cargo. Um, but yeah, so I don't know. It's going to be difficult to come up with some interesting long haul stuff. But we'll figure something out. Um, or it may just be that we do on a Saturday we just do a bunch of regional flights. Just go airport hopping. For a while. Something like that maybe. I don't know. So um, so yeah. And also, I did put it for those of you who aren't on the Discord. I did reach another milestone. So $50 is being processed. Once I get that money, I should get all $50. I don't think I'll get taxed because it's not like it's hundreds and thousands of dollars where the IRS needs to go like, oh, it's just $50. Um, so that's being processed. There are some historic 1935s era airports that Red Wing has been doing that I'd like to get. I have a couple of them already. I have Tempelhof, I have Amsterdam, and I have Croydon, I think it's called, which was before Heathrow and a bunch of other airports were open. That was the main London sort of destination. So there's a few more that I'd like to get just to add, and then we may do that on Thursdays, is do some historic aviation sort of. We could hop in. I'd like to do something else other than the Junkers 52, but it's the only seems to be the only reasonable option at this time. So we'll see. So anyway, I think I am ready to pop in here, get the aircraft started up, and we'll taxi over to runway 7 to make sure we are flying live weather. The cloud cover is pretty low or broken. It's even less cloud cover over here once at our destination. So we're going to try that. We can adjust it, of course, if we want to while we're in the air. But we'll try the live weather and see how it goes. We'll probably go up to about 6,000 feet, I think, is where we're going to cruise at today. Just not too high, not too low, just something reasonable. So there we go. Let's get in here and get the aircraft set up and started up, and we'll be on our way. That's doesn't look like. All right, let's get this open. Let's get this moved to here. Oops. Right, and one. There's two. Right, and let's go over. Let's get her. All right. There. So I am trying. No, it's not going to rain, Joseph. I can assure you that. I already checked the weather. It just said it's broken clouds, so. All right. So I am trying the basically it's the there we go. This is the working they're working on an update for this, or this is the one that'll be like the de facto new Garmin system once the what do you call it? Alright, so 7 should be down that way, I do believe. Yep. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, here's our paint scheme for today. They called this gold, but it looks more like a... I don't know. It doesn't look like gold to me, but they call it gold and white. Or white on gold or something like that. There's our livery for today. Alright, let's move to the south. Let's go to the... Yeah, it's a little overcast, but no rain. Just some broken clouds. But if it gets really bad, we can change the weather. But I think we'll be okay. 7 is the other way. Hello, Skip. How are you? All right. So we have get this open here. 125 is our heading. Okay. We'll set enough homes to get it around. Oh, I did not check the, I just realized I forgot something. I did not check the, Alright. The steering is going to drive me nuts this morning. No, it did not have me on the correct. I don't know why this keeps changing, honestly. Alright, now we're on the right. So I forgot about that. Alright, there we go. Alright, I think we're all set. Yep. All right, let's go. Ooh, boy, let's stay on the runway. Bit of a crosswind there. Altitude here. Not get this. Ooh, oh my God. This always happens. I don't know why it does this, but... Okay. Alright, I think we got it now. Okay. Hello, Mela. Sorry. Just trying to get this thing in the air and head in the right direction. Okay. All right, now we're climbing. All right, there we go. Now we're finally on our way. Climb out through the clouds. But it's really hard to get this autopilot set up to so that the aircraft starts climbing. It for whatever reason, it still wants to go over. It wants to dive instead of doing like it's supposed to. But that's okay. We got it sorted. Missing any other buttons or switches? Anything else at all? Oh, so I was this morning when I got up. I listened to this ATC traffic, and it was only like not, but maybe a few days ago. This Aer Lingus plane's taken off from JFK, and there's bad weather, right, over the airport, and so the pilot wanted to go out a little bit more before turning onto their departure route out of the airport, right? He's like, look, I'm trying to make sure my passengers have a nice smooth flight. I'd like to go out farther past our turn point and then turn, so that way we're clear of the weather or whatever. the ATC spun him on departure. Just kept having him go around in a circle. And finally he's like, can I turn towards my departure route now? Well, you created the problem. He's like, I just, it was really, it was crazy. They started arguing over the radio. And the pilot said, I don't think I did anything wrong, and I'm gonna have my boss contact your boss. Oh, the pilot was very annoyed. He's just like, look, I'm a pilot. It's my responsibility for the safety of my passengers and their comfort. I don't think I asked for anything unreasonable. I felt that the weather was not, very good, and so, he was like, look, my boss will be contacting your boss. I'm filing a complaint, basically, because it shows them like on the little, like a little map as they take off, and he just keeps having going, making right turn, keep going this way, and you can just see him going, just basically going around in a circle. And I'm like, wow. On departure, you're spinning somebody. Not like on arrival where you're like, hey, things are kind of backed up and I got to put you in a holding pattern. Nope. Oh, it was... I don't know what type. I just know it was Aer Lingus, and I don't know where they were headed to. I think it was... They said it was an Aer Lingus flight. But I don't know if they were headed towards Europe or wherever they were going. Yeah, it was nuts. It really was, and I was just like, dang, that's messed up. So but here, let me find the, because I just watched it, so it should be kind of fresh in my history there on YouTube. You can listen to it for yourself. Yeah, it's kind of funny, but it's also kind of sad because it's like, well, the he's got a point. All right, we're almost at 6,000 feet. I'm gonna go ahead. Once we get a little bit closer, I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the altitude hold mode. Should have. Right about there. They rounded up to about 6,000. Ah, it'll hold right about there. That's fine. Okay, so now this is the part that I don't quite understand. I don't see. There's a message. What is the message? Message. Message continue. Yes. All right. Now, what I don't quite get is why there's not showing a distance in time. Oh, there we go. Ah, there we go. Now we have it. Okay. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I totally forgot. I just realized I didn't lock the tail wheel before we took off. Oh yeah, it's been raining here. It's chilly, but it's not so cold that we're getting the snow. So I'm okay as long as we got the as long as we're getting the rain, I can live with that. But it is chilly here. It's like that wet cold. Ugh, hate it. Not a big fan of it. But I'd rather take the rain than the snow, to be honest. But my folks have they get rain quite a bit. Of course, I get a message from my mom. Oh, there was a tornado in Alabama, and I'm like, well, that really narrows it down. That could have been anywhere. And so I call my dad. He's fine. Uh, it was basically hit farther south of him, um, but they did get a lot of wind and rain as well. So I'll tell you, my mom and my dad, between the two of them, they love giving me. They make me. Sometimes I get a call. Have you heard from the West Coast? No. Why? What's wrong? Oh, nothing. Except there was an earthquake. Well, so nothing's wrong except the earthquake. Now that my mom's doing it to me. Is your dad okay? Like, you guys aren't married. What? Why are you doing this to me? Why are you guys doing this? That's why people get confused about relationships. I was only asking. Well, don't. You're no longer married. Don't worry about each other. Don't put me in the middle of it either. Goodness gracious. Ugh. You couldn't care about each other when you're married. Why are you doing it now? Honestly. All right, we're finally on our way. We have 147 nautical miles to go. This does look pretty good. The working titles they do have a lot more information. This is more realistic of what you would see on this particular Garmin. Oh, so the aircraft and avionics update they said is scheduled for by the end of this month, so they've only got a couple Thursdays left before the end of the month. So you got the 19th and the 26th. So one of those days, probably the 26th, will be the first of, I think they said 3 aircraft and avionics updates for the sim. So, but I think the first one will be eventually. This will be the de facto Garmin for this particular Garmin system. Let's get back outside here. You know what we need to do? We need to get a picture. Okay, let's get our picture here. Sorry, that just doesn't look like gold. I don't know who convinced somebody this is a gold color. This looks like a... Pardon me, I'm going to say this. This looks like a phlegm yellow. Not a phlegm green, but a phlegm yellow. Alright, we can fly out. We're We're holding steady now, so we can fly outside for a bit here and enjoy the not so the weather that Joseph was convinced was going to be rainy. We're doing okay. Yeah, I know, Amela. I know. That's what it looks like, though, doesn't it? I don't. It's not like a gold, like, I don't know. Oh well, it is what it is. You could say maybe like an off yellow or something, over white over off yellow, maybe. But gold, yeah, that's a stretch. But well, back then this may have been considered like a gold color or something, possible. But I don't know. I'm not too convinced. But yeah, we'll see. Matter of fact, well, this is how the yoke was. Uh, yeah, I think this is pretty much modeled. Is the layout? Um, does it most of these planes seem to have like a yoke that came out the side, not in the middle like we're used to now. Matter of fact, once we're on the ground, before we wrap things up for the day, I'm going to show you guys. I had pork loin for dinner last night. I'm going to show you guys the interior of the reworked Embraers and Virtual Coal, and like even if you recall how ugly the seats looked, right? It had like this shag carpet. Just it was like, you know, it was not. It's not the most glamorous looking jet, you know, regional jet probably out there. But I want you to see the new and improved version. Um, in uh, and all that. So we'll show that here once once we wrap this flight up. Once we get to a little airport there in Suriname in 133 nautical miles. I feel like I just got a booster seat. Yes, I'm online, Kildare. As always, thank you for the chat. Welcome to the channel. Yep, I am on the Southeast Asia server. Oops. So there you go. And here's the route. All the commands that post everybody. It's the I have the Series S. Bad influence. There you go. It's just right there. Oh, I do want to say thank you to Stick for following me yesterday. I think that happened after we wrapped the stream up. But yeah, thanks for the follow. Yeah, I put that in because that was a question that was generally get early on when I was starting to stream, so I try to put it in. It should populate every 10 minutes or so. Or, Nightbot will remind everybody. So a lot of people had this assumption that I was on the PC, and I'm like, nope, not yet. That is the goal, though, is to get on the PC. Yeah. I'm on Southeast Asia, but I don't see you. Hold on, let me make sure I checked it. Southeast Asia. I don't see you as online either, Cappy Stick. That's weird. Pretty sure I have online mode traffic. Yep, multiplayer, everything's on. That's odd. That must be too far away. Might be. Yeah, because I don't see you yet. I don't know what you're flying, and how fast you're flying. I'll keep an eye out for you. I'm guessing you're coming from the airport that I took off from. No, I intend to get on the PC eventually. I'm hoping for some things to fall into place, and I can get a PC and all that. Let's see here. We are 119 nautical miles away, so we're making pretty good time. Yeah, cruising right along here. But yeah, I'll show you guys that the redone Embraers. They look. The flight deck is just. Matter of fact, we'll spawn in at an airport, and I'll show you how everything turns on and all that real quick. That's our destination. There it is. I totally forgot to update my altimeter, checking to see. Although we're not at a required altitude, so I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, it rained here last night. It's probably more on your way, Bella. I think when I went to bed, it was starting to rain, and it rained throughout the evening. When I got up this morning, it was still drizzling. Um, Yeah, I don't know if you're going to catch up to me before I land the Cappy Stick. Possibly, I don't know. Not sure what you're flying, though. So can't really say. It automatically assumes I'm hovering over the nowhere near the yoke. Sometimes it seems to think that I am when we interact with the yoke. Okay. So yeah, tomorrow we'll do the flight that we were supposed to do on Wednesday. Which was last third of your drive. Okay. Yeah, the 310 should be a lot faster than this thing. I would think. For you. We have 107. Boy, we're doing really good here. Although I wonder if the river downtown, it was already pretty high last time I saw it. I wonder if it's even worse now than before. Real quickly, while we're cruising here pretty steady and without any major issues, I am going to step away for just a brief moment. I'll be right back. I'll just leave you out here in case Cappy Stick catches up, and so you can see him come blazing towards me. I was a bit surprised. I'm back, by the way. A bit surprised that I was waiting for Pulse to stream last night. I guess, I don't know, maybe him and Mick were going to do something, but Mick still wasn't 100%. So looking at after a while, I'm like, yeah, it's pretty late. There's no chance. No chance of them streaming today. Well, there's the coastline. So land, we should be pretty much right there in front of us. Kind of, as we get closer, we'll go back over land, and I think at that point we can probably safely call in. I know there's a bunch of small little airfields around the area there that might pop up on the list, but we'll see. Once we get closer, we'll see how things look, and get our pattern entry and all that. So I'm guessing this is a towered airport. I can probably find out for sure right now while we're cruising along here. Yep, there is a tower. So, here we go. Moving way off course here. Must be one heck of a crosswind or something. Let's see. Oh, then Scruffy had to cancel his stream last night because of the weather down there near where he lives. He got part of the storm that passed through Alabama, I believe. I wonder if it's going to dissipate by the time it gets here, or if we're going to get hit with the rain. We could sure use the water, but after a while we don't have any place to really put it. Double check the altimeter. I don't think it's changed. Nope. Fuel. So we still got plenty in the mains. We've got extras in the reserves there. It'll be okay. But hopefully everybody's having a good Friday so far. Not sorry to hear that. Am I going to do much? No. Not this weather. No, I'm good. I'm gonna just try to stay inside and stay dry, stay warm. That's about it. Did my laundry yesterday finally. Finally, the washing machine and dryer were open, so I could get in there and get my laundry done. So got that done yesterday. Not planning on doing anything significant other than fly tomorrow for the stream and get the do a little quick flight of some kind in the Embraer. I'd like to try all of them just to make sure they all work. Probably do that, no problem. Just find a quick, short little flight, maybe nothing more than an hour or so. Just to see how those all work, and then I can start looking at adding it to the I think maybe that's what we'll do. We'll alternate Thursdays after next week. One Thursday will be like we'll do a regional jet flight, and then the other Thursday we'll do like a fly from a night, we'll take off and land at like an old 1930s style airport over in Europe. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Kind of bounce between the two, just to kind of mix things up. But we'll try to do the regional jet flight on the Thursday that we do this flight on Friday. So that way we're not doing too much jetliner sort of stuff. Kind of mix it up a little bit. Yeah, I think that'll be a good idea. We'll get some more time in the Junkers 52. The only problem being is that there's no way of, because all those old a lot of them don't exist anymore, trying to have some kind of a rough idea of our heading, that's going to be the difficult part. Also, I did look, the non-retrofit Junkers 52 does not have that little iPad there next to the pilot on that little railing or whatever. That's only for the retrofit model. Yes, I am. Alexel means. Yes, we are on our way to airport there in Suriname. I believe that's how it's pronounced. I could be wrong, but yeah, we are This is leg 3 of our tour of South America and Twin Beach here. We do this every other Friday, usually. So well, basically what we're gonna do is, I will eventually. It's matter of fact, I think we took off from Venezuela. Was it? Hold on a second. Let me take a look at my list here, because I do have it written down. Leg 1, I believe we took off from Venezuela. Right on, because it is still a little bit gray out. So the 2. Like 1, Simon Bolivar International. That's fine. Yeah, I think SVMI should be. Yep, Venezuela. That's what I thought. So we started in Venezuela. And so we will yeah. So we'll go back basically where we started from. We're trying to hit every country in South America, and then but we'll end back up in Venezuela. So we got a lot. We just started this tour. This is only the 3rd leg. So excuse me. So yeah, we'll make our way back around again. I can assure you, we will. So basically, we're going to keep heading south along the eastern coast of South America. Probably have a lot of flying through Brazil, and then we'll work all the way our way down to the very tip, and then come back up. But we're gonna whatever we haven't, we're gonna try to make sure we stop in every country in South America. Oh, okay, that's terrific. Yeah, I got you. We're gonna get there. Trust me. We've got a lot of flying left to do. So we're just doing 1 leg every other Friday, just making our way around. So we'll get back to Venezuela eventually. I promise you. We'll get there. It is, Cappy Stick. It just went offline and then it just came back on. For some reason. I don't know what happened. Hopefully that explains. Yeah, I know it's big, but that's the whole plan is to fly all of South America. We're, like on Mondays and Wednesdays, we're flying across the lower 48 United States in the Junkers 52. So, but no, that's why we're going to go visit places we've not been, see places we've not seen yet. So it's just a way to see parts of the world we may never get to see. Like I don't know if anybody has ever traveled to Suriname. Uh, I'm sure it's very beautiful, but I don't. Well, yeah. Okay. No worries, Amela. Uh, there can be passengers, but I can put the weight in, but it doesn't show them in the seats. So it's in some cases, yes, it will show passengers, but it's we're just having fun. We're just flying around South America just to see places that we may not get a chance to see. Thank you, Kildare555 for the follow. Appreciate it. So we're just basically what we're doing is just flying places that uh, we may not ever get a chance to visit or whatever. So, like, I wouldn't know what airline or anything that would serve Suriname, you know. So, I think let me run a quick ad break because I don't think it's ran an ad at all since we've been flying. I've not seen this very out. So yeah, we're almost at our destination, Sierra Mike Zulu Oscar. We have 51 nautical miles. So basically, what happens is I start the stream at 6:45 East Coast time, and I usually spawn into the aircraft whether we start on the runway or we do a startup and taxi. I usually try to do that by 7 o'clock, so that gives everybody about 15 minutes to join or say, hey, give me a few minutes, I'm still loading in, then I can wait. But I try to keep to a bit of a schedule. Um, but thank you for using the route and all that. Um, so yeah, but we'll be back tomorrow in the Junkers 52. I was supposed to do a stream Wednesday and I canceled it, so we're making up for it. Oh, nice, Amela. Go get your hair did. But yeah, we'll be. So, well, I have that because sometimes I miss things. So I try to. Be on the Southeast Asia server. The servers might be acting up this morning, so you may not see me, but I am on Southeast Asia server more often than not. So, but yeah, the servers went down for a second, but they should be back on. But yeah, but I generally fly on Southeast Asia. I don't know if Cappy Stick's gonna make it here before we land. I do have a Discord. It's informational only. There's not really a lot of a chat. Well, actually, there is no chat. I post, like, so for tomorrow's flight, I'll repost our route for tomorrow, including the VORs, and I take a screenshot. Well, I do too. Of the from SkyVector to show our route and our VORs that we're going to use for navigating, and so I'll post that in the Discord, or repost it, I think, and so we'll have that. Excuse me. And then so yeah, all that information is always available. But I do try to stick to a schedule of some kind so that I don't spend too much time on the ground. But one of the things I do in the morning is I put the route in over on. I update that over on Nightbot, and double check the server. Although I forgot that this morning, and it turns out I was not on the right server. But yeah, server issues are out of my control usually. If there's a lot of people flying and the one that we're on is not stable, then we will swap. Of course, we'll find something else that might work, but I don't think I have that many. Yep, sure can. So our airport should be somewhere up ahead still. We got a little bit still more flying to go. Actually, just under 40 nautical miles. Let's see if we have a call in and say we're coming in from there. There it is, Zorg in Hoop. I don't know how it came up with. All right, straight in. All right, well, we got that. All right, so let's kind of get ready. I know, Alex, but this is, or Axel, this is my preferred aircraft for this flight. So we do fly different aircraft throughout the week. We need to get down in altitude here. There we go. Now my flaps. All flaps are open. So yeah. No, I picked this plane on purpose because it's a neat little plane, and I want to practice with it flying. So just something different. That's all. Well, there's not much. I mean, it's. Oop, there you go. So I don't want to mess around too much because I might upset the. But I can show it to you when we're on the ground. But this is pretty much it. You have passenger seats, and then this opens a little table. Each side has one. how things are once we get a little bit closer. Well, I don't know. I don't know really if the like the idea of what airline flies in and out of Suriname. I'm sure it's a very small airline. They probably, I don't know how many times they fly in and out of there a week even. I would think that yes, if you do fly out of there, it's not going to be cheap, but I don't know. There's not a lot of information about this airport, and that I could find. It's to give an idea of what really flies in and out of there. All right, so as we get a little bit closer, we're going to basically, I'll fly it in manually. We'll start dropping some more altitude, get lined up on the runway. So I will not be paying attention to the chat. So I apologize in advance if I miss your comments or whatever questions. I'll try to catch up to them once I'm on the ground. Let's go to that. Use up that last bit of fuel. But we'll get on the ground. I'll show you guys the redesigned Embraers real quick, and then we'll end the stream there. How many miles to go? About just under 27 nautical miles. Boy, it is really bumpy here. Quite a bit of turbulence, looks like, coming in. Yeah, I have a little digital dashboard there. Okay, so just under 25 nautical miles. So it's counting down there. I do try to, call that stuff out, how much farther we got to go. Because I need to check myself. Otherwise, I forget or I'm not prepared for landing, and everything happens very quickly. And I don't think you're gonna catch up, Cappy Stick. I'm sorry if you're still flying or trying to catch up. I'm gonna run a quick ad break because I don't think it's done one yet. So. Yes, I will fly lower. I promise you, I will. We will get much lower. Alright, I'm going to step away for just a hot second, folks. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Look at that. There's our pattern itchy. Alright, we got a lot to do here. Kinda. Alright, let's get this off. Let's get that off. Let's go over here. Okay. Autopilot, so we got our landing lights on. Alright, here we go, folks. Yeah, I know, huh? What's going on, Chev? How are you? That's okay. We'll get there. A lot of crosswind. We are pretty much all set for landing. All we got to do is drop some altitude. We'll do that naturally. A lot of irrigation for farming here. Look at that. Come back to what? Oh, we're getting ready to land. We got stuff to do. Land. I'm going to show you the interior a little bit better. I'm going to show you another couple aircraft. I'm done for the day. I'm done with the stream. Those streams are quite a few hours, and other streams are an hour and a half. No. Here we go. Very bumpy coming in here. A lot of crosswind, it seems, today. Look at that. We're almost there. Oh boy, really pushed around here. It's going to be very hard to keep this thing on center. I was really half expecting a pattern left, but that's okay. I'll take a straight in approach. Boy, this wind is crazy. Oh my goodness. Not a lot of room to work with here. It's gonna be bump, 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 bump. Come on, bump. Ooh. Yeah, this was. Ooh. All right. Ooh. All right. Woo. Well, we made it, kinda. Wow, this was. Hold on a second. Let me. Oh, it might be cold enough. It looks like it's snowing now. Oops. Nope. I do not have. All right. Let's go ahead. Let's find a place to park it. Boy, that was a tough landing. That wind was all over the place. We ran out of air. We ran out of runway very quickly. Well, welcome to Suriname, everybody. I'm not sure what time it is. We understand and appreciate the fact that it's Friday. Everybody's working for the weekend. Do join us tomorrow, 6:45 Eastern, 11:45 UTC/UK in the Junkers 52. We're going to go ahead and finish our do our flight that we were supposed to do Wednesday. Oops. Looks like there is some kind of a little airport there, maybe. Well, there's fuel. Let's go down. Well, I couldn't imagine living right next to the airport like this. I wonder how many times somebody's come in and like put it into one of these houses right by the airport or something. All right, here we go. We'll just go ahead and park it right here. Yeah, that was tough. Like I could not. It was very difficult controlling it coming into the airport there. I think this should do right here. All right. And there we go. All right, let me just put my hours in real quick, and then we'll go take a look at the new and improved Embraers. Today's flight brought to you by Parasox Airline. Parasox. Just because you have a pair of socks does not mean they have to match. The main boss, Parasox Airline, he does not wear matching socks, I can assure you. All right, let's see. We took off from SYEC at 11:59 UTC. We landed at SMZO at 13:14. We took a little trip along with Colonel Addies down the mighty Mississippi. I gotta put my picture in there. All right. Oops, a daisy. All right, let's go back here. All right, so these are regional jets that are built in Brazil. Embraer is a Brazilian aviation company. So let me just scroll down here and find them. It should be right there. They are. So the flight deck's all pretty much the same, maybe with a few exceptions, right? So let me find a airport where we can just spawn in at that has a small, something small. Let's go to Philadelphia. I'm sure they got a small gate we can tinker around at. That's me. No, we want small. Small, small. Where are the smalls? There we go. There's one right there. 142. Perfect. All right. So the cool thing is, as I was saying before, so the it used to be we'd spawn in and like most of the systems would already be turned on, and which I think was causing a lot of issues. But now it appears that we can go ahead and everything's off. Now let's test this theory. Bang, everything gets turned on. Right? All right, so that's not everything. So now, so everything is on. Except for the lights. So APU's on, okay. Hydraulics are on. All right, so there we go. Look at that. That's like an easy startup. But look at this flight deck. If you remember, these panels were all just looking like absolute yuck. The pilot seats look a lot better. If you remember before, these were all covered like in some shag carpet looking garbage. But yeah, it's so much better than it was before. Way, way better than previously. Yeah. So quite an improvement, I think. What is that? What is that red? What does it say? Pressure mode off. Maybe I need to put that to auto. I can turn off the APU. There we go. So that should be everything. Yep, there it is. Nope, the APU should be off. Why is that? Oh, that's kind of weird. But yeah, way, way better. Oh yeah, they sure did. Yesterday, the update came out of Mela, and it looks way, way better than it did before. Absolutely way better. The seats look a lot better. Oh, I did forget to do the tour of the. I forgot my the Delta 8. We'll go back to the Twin Beach here in just a second. We could just do the tour in the hangar. But yeah, way better. And so now you have this. So you go back to the main menu. It says flight attendant, but I don't.
Ladies and gentlemen,
oh, look at that!
Welcome on board to our flight. We would like to draw your attention to the safety information you need to follow.
Look at that! Good morning, Mick. Check that out.
Stow your hand luggage carefully in the overhead compartments.
Look at it.
You can place smaller items under the seat in front of you. When the seat belt sign is on, Please fasten and adjust your seat belt, as here we shown.
Check that out.
Keep your seat belt fastened and visible until the seat belt sign is off.
It's all
When you
like
need
a
you
it's
can
all
release it as here we shown. Before the flight, extension and loop belts are given out by the cabin crew. Ask one if it's necessary. Please switch your mobile phones and all other electronic devices to flight mode. Mobile phones and other electronic devices
Yeah,
without a
German,
flight
they
mode
got
must be switched off.
French,
Before
Italian.
takeoff and
I think that's
landing,
Spanish.
Please unplug all your electronic devices. Smartphones, tablets, and other small devices may be held, but laptops and larger devices must be stowed in their cases in the overhead compartments of under the seat in front of you. If your device is lost
Oh,
or
maybe 'cause
falls
it-
into the secure structure, do not move your seat. Just call a member of our crew. It is illegal smoke on this flight, including electronic
It's illegal
cigarettes.
smoke.
It is
I
also
think they
strictly prohibited to smoke in the lavatories, which are equipped with smoke detectors. Attempting to damage these detectors is penalized by law. Should there be a loss of cabin pressure, oxygen masks
Wow, it's
will
like a
drop down
full-blown-
automatically. Pull the nearest mask. Place it over your nose and mouth.
Wow.
Pull the straps to adjust your mask
That is
and
something
keep
else.
breathing normally. Make sure your mask is well adjusted before helping others. Emergency exits are located on each side of the cabin, at the front, center, and rear. The exit signs will help you locate them. Take a moment now to locate your nearest sign, which may be behind you. In the event of an emergency evacuation, leave the aircraft following the exit signs and the illuminated path along the aisle.
That is crazy.
To ensure a quick evacuation, please leave behind all
I am
hand
too.
luggage,
I
high
didn't
heels,
expect
and
all
sharp
this.
objects. You will find your life vest under your seat.
It's like a
Taking
full-blown
a life jacket
pre-flight
from the plane
briefing.
is penalized by law. If needed, slip it over your head, attach the straps, and
I like
target
it.
When you reach the exit, inflate your life jacket by pulling the red toggles or by blowing into the tube or tubes.
The language
come on
is
when in
so you think you got
contact with
Spanish, you
water.
got French, you got
will
Italian,
provide life
and I'm
vest
not
for
sure what the
infants.
last one is. But there's
Please only
German.
put the life vest on your infant in an emergency situation and inflate it immediately. Exit doors are equipped with automatically inflating
Boy.
slides, which the crew will operate in case of an emergency. Before takeoff and landing, please make sure that your window is open, your tray table is closed, and your seat back is fully upright. Please stow your footrest, video screen, and handset. For more details, please read the safety card in your seat pocket. Make sure you follow all signs and cabin crew instructions at all times. Thank you for your attention. Our captain and the crew wish
Portuguese.
you enjoy
Oh, look
your
at
flight.
Joseph on it. Portuguese. Wow. All right, so if we change to the before, let's change the. Let's go to Italian and see what the before landing. Oh, so I guess it's you can play it during, like before landing. You click on it and it'll play the appropriate information. So we're still at the gate, so it only does the pre-flight. That is fantastic. I like it. Oh, I muted myself. I'm sorry. Thank you for so I don't know when I did that, but anyway, so the seats, obviously the passenger seats look like yuck, but that's okay because we don't usually come back here into the passenger cabin. But if you notice that the red lights are blinking for like an emergency exit sort of thing, which is what they would probably do if in the event that to tell everybody to get out the aircraft. Um, so um, I may have hit that by accident when I was trying to get the. So yeah, it just looks way better, way better than before. So I'm gonna try to test fly it probably either later today or tomorrow. I just want to get a feel for it, how it flies, and if it flies as good or better than it did before. Because it wasn't that bad before. It was just that the systems were all just kind of jacked up. But if it's much better than before, then we're going to start doing regional jet flights every other Thursday. Once we conclude, we're going to do what we'll have is we'll do like 1935's airports in Europe on Thursdays, and then the opposite Thursday we'll do regional jet flights in the Embraer series. Hopefully that it stays looking good and it flies well despite whatever world updates and sim updates and everything else that we get. Hopefully it stays good, and so it just gives us something else to fly every once in a while. So so yeah, but that was fantastic. The flight crew, um, flight attendant doing the briefing like you would normally get, while you're at the gate getting ready to push back. So, um, so yeah, that is fantastic. So all of these, they're all pretty much the same. I think the only one that might be a little bit different is the one, excuse me, the 190. I'll show you that one real quick. We'll just do that in the hangar here. So these are the longer. These have more seats than the 170 and the 175. So these are a bit longer range, I believe. No, they're all the same range. These have more seats than the other version. But yeah, very similar. Nothing really different here. They're all. It's kind of almost like in a way like Airbus. The Airbus is once you kind of know where everything is in the Airbuses. So um, so yeah, and it should be so you got the same kind of seating here. I'm sure this is still all also the same. Yeah, nothing different back here. But yeah, look at those seats. Just don't look very comfortable, do they? That leg room is just. I mean, if you're a kid, maybe you could put your feet in there, but I couldn't even imagine trying to sit here. You got like no room whatsoever. But so yeah, way better. So I'm really excited. I'm telling you, they may have found a new fan again, um, with their updates here. And you got so many different little airlines, some of which may not exist anymore, but like Alitalia, I think is no longer. It's been folded up into something else. I've never heard of Austral Airlines. I'm not sure what that is, but kind of Viasa, kind of Viasa. So yeah, so we have so many more options now. If this goes well, um, Helvetic Air. Oh, that's Swiss. Hop by Air France. Air Moldova. So yeah, all kinds of cool stuff. Uh, you got even I didn't. Ukrainian International or Ukrainian International Airways, old U.S. Airways, which I don't believe exists anymore, but they may be bought out. Republic Airways, which does fly out of Newark Liberty. Um, they have airliner service or regional jet service out of Newark. So let me go back to the. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked that that's going to be something that we can have back on the channel again. All right, so here's the Beechcraft. The colors are irrelevant. They have different color schemes. When we flew, it was this gold and white, which obviously I think the gold part is a bit of a joke, but so there we go. Um, so there's the flight deck. You have these seats, two facing forward, two facing backwards. These tables can be brought out. You click on it and it'll open up for the passengers to use. There is one seat back here. I think there's an onboard bathroom back here, but you can't. Well, can we go through here and take a look? No, there's really nothing there. Okay, and then you can open this door once you're on the ground, I think, for the passengers to get on board the aircraft. But this is like a very executive sort of looking plane. You know, it wasn't. Yeah, it's a neat little plane. So 6 seats. So like 2, 4, 5 seats. I'm sorry, not 6. So 5 passengers only. So, and you got the pilot and co-pilot up front. So here we are. Yep, that's okay. We made it. We made it. So yeah, we're just showing the. That's the interior. 5 seats back there. The tables come out. That's about it. The lighting for the cabin does turn on. So there we are. So the next destination is, I'm ending the stream, Alexel. Tomorrow we'll be back in the Junkers 52, which is this plane right here, and we will be going from. Are we off tomorrow? We will be flying from Epley to Topeka Regional. Yeah. So should be a nice little flight tomorrow. Not today. Not today. I have a plan. Hold on a second. Let me do this. Hold on. Sit tight, folks. Sit tight. So there we go. Hopefully that clears things up. But I do come up with plans for those of you who are new. I do have like an idea. I work on the flight plans when I'm not flying. So, but we will go back to places, eventually. So if we haven't been to where you want to see, just stick around. We will get there eventually. There's lots of flying for us to do. Lots of flying. So, but I do appreciate your enthusiasm and your follow. And thank you, Kildare555, for the follow earlier today. So, anyway, I'm going to wrap things up here before we get too much more into the morning. So, anyway, do enjoy the rest of your Friday morning, afternoon, evening, early Saturday for some folks already, possibly. You know those time zones. They surprise you sometimes, I tell you. I will be back tomorrow, 6:45 Eastern, 11:45 UTC/UK, Junkers 52, Epley to Topeka Regional. You're welcome, Joseph. But Mom, Rob's flying. I don't want to eat lunch. So I'll see you then. I have been and always shall be your host and pilot. Until tomorrow, peace, live long and prosper.